So we're joined today by Cameron, and I'd be really delighted if you'd be happy to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about why you chose to study at UWE.
Yeah, so my name is Cameron. I recently, back in April, finished my postgraduate study in Events Management here at UWE. I chose to do the course because it was during my undergraduate, which was actually in philosophy. It's completely different. I found my passion for events there, and I thought, let's explore this a bit more, get some education in so that I have the skill set. Yeah. And then I found myself here.
Fabulous. Was there something about UWE Bristol, anything particular that drew you to this course?
Yeah, so there's not actually tons of universities that have a type of events management course that really ranges on the business side, but then also the practical side. So I looked at a few, and the combination of the course and especially the location, being in Bristol is a big pro for me. So decided to choose UWE.
Fab. And you've obviously said you finished your studies, but graduation is coming up perhaps for you, maybe?
Yeah, so in November. Yeah. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be a nice one just to celebrate with everyone on the course and get that scroll. Yeah. And did you make quite close friendships with the people on the course? Or was it one of those programs where you work together quite a lot to achieve things and produce events? Yeah, so I think part of the course was because it was kind of post-pandemic time. It started off being online and then transitioned to in person. And it was during that kind of transitional period where we got to start seeing each other more in person that quite a few of us became quite close. We'd kind of go out after different lessons, and I think celebrating with them, it would be nice. Yeah.
Excellent. And thinking about your studies particularly, what was your proudest achievement during your time?
So actually at the end of the course, our supervisor, the person who heads up the events management course, Claire, she kindly entered us into some awards. The AEME Awards, it's for event students, and I won the one for Best Corporate Student. So that was really nice, especially because I've, in my personal life and in my work life, been trying really hard to get myself known in the area, grow up my skill set. So it was a really proud achievement, yeah.
Oh, well done you. That's an amazing thing. And I suppose just having an award is a bit like a rubber stamp, I suppose, isn't it? To say, you do this and you do this really well, which must be lovely. And looking back to thinking about when you started your studies at UWE, was anything different to how you expected in terms of either the social side or the course itself? Yeah,
so I think a master's is quite different to an undergraduate in the sense where you already understand what university is going to be like. It's slightly less daunting because you've already been there, gone through the joining societies, connecting people. So it was different to how undergrad was, but I felt because I was prepared, it was quite easy just to kind of meet people, connect with them, ask them if they wanted to hang out. And the course itself, having done philosophy and then coming to a different type of subject, was a bit of a change actually. It went from kind of lectures where you sit and absorb to kind of lessons where you collaboratively work in groups, and we worked on real event projects. So that side was different, but it was really good. It was, what I hoped for.
Good. And did you get much exposure to industry in terms of having opportunity? You said you did have opportunities to do events, but what sorts of events were you doing? And was it local companies and things like that?
Yeah, so one of the modules was actually a whole work-based project where we worked in 3 different groups, and each group had a real community project to work on. So there was like jazz projects, different kind of council-based projects, and we got to work on one that was kind of like a community-based one for St Paul's Carnival. Wow. So unfortunately, it became virtual, but it was still a really great experience to work collaboratively, work on a real brief. And now in my work that I do postgraduate, it just like all links up together, and it's nice to have contacts in the industry.
Yeah, fabulous. And thinking ahead now, so what's next for you? You said you've got a job, but what's coming up? What's on the horizon?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I already have a job. Yeah. But I actually started that just before my master's. It was for a couple hours, then it was half-time, part-time, and now I work in the same role, full-time. But this year, my biggest goal has been becoming a manager for my team. So I have 2 people on my events team, 2 people on my creative team. So the next thing for me is kind of growing into that role, applying myself to more corporate events. But I've also been trying some sporting events now.
Okay.
And then also taking all that creativity and putting it into my own personal artwork, gallery slots. I think to me, creative just flows into everything you do.
Yeah.
So my goal this year is just to keep that ball rolling and just enjoy it.
Yeah. Sounds amazing. And you must be so busy. I don't know how you fit it all in. I suppose maybe just one last question. You talked about achievements whilst you were a student, but what, if you're thinking bigger picture, what's one thing you're really proud of that you've achieved as a person?
I think it's taking all of that knowledge that I've learned at UWE, in my role, in my personal life, and now being in a position where I can teach it to other people and help them grow. Because when I first started events, I was very keen and I wanted to learn from everyone. And this year, especially becoming a manager and trying new different jobs and roles, I'm very proud of how I've been able to work with my team, share the knowledge. And I think through that process, it's made me a better listener, me better at helping other people. And I'm kind of proud of that development because it kind of feeds into every aspect of life. So yeah, very deep, but very real.
Excellent. And doing more of it, I suppose, as well. Yeah.
Always doing more.
Yeah. Oh, Cameron, it's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and telling us about your studies and your life in general, and wishing you absolutely all the best for the future, and I hope you have an amazing graduation as well.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.